Season greetings, everybody. It's your Santa, DDB, and KB. KB,
Every day I keep telling myself, there's no way that DGB can get any weirder. But then he he always proves me wrong.
ladies and
Wow,
gentlemen, welcome
what
to
was
the
that?
season. We are greeting you. Your Santa Clauses are here, KB and DDB. That's even if Nigerians even believe in Santa Claus.
I will believe in Father Christmas.
mm.
Which one be Santa Claus, please?
Like, do you know that I watched a movie, The Naughty Nine. It's about Christmas, and then they talked about the naughty list of children being naughty, blah blah blah, and those that are naughty will not get gifts. So they had to go to the house of Santa Claus in the North Pole and go and infiltrate his family, be his fortress, and they had to disguise as elves. It was very funny. That I was watching that, like the fact that I was watching that movie was really very funny to me. I just wanted
Yeah,
to be
you want to disguise? Stop
no no
trying to
no 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 no.
disguise.
I honestly wanted to just entertain myself.
You watched it. You watched it. Stop doing.
I watched it. I'm not saying
That I
I'm
was
not
watching
denying.
trying to me.
I am KB, calm down. I'm not denying it. I'm saying that I I watched it, but it's really funny how I sat down and watched it and entertained myself with it. But immediately after I finished watching it, I was just laughing. I was like, how do people really believe in this? How? Like
I mean,
it
you believe in what you want to believe, right?
no, I think it's culture. It's
It's
culture.
culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole concept of culture. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It may not make sense to another person, but then to you, it means the world essentially.
Exactly.
So,
So
mhm.
to them, it's a culture to their children in the Western world, especially in America, around the whole Santa Claus thing and everything. You get, and then some people use that as community social responsibility companies, right, to make sure that they put Santa Clauses around to give gifts around the country. You get, and they just
But is
created.
that really how it works?
I don't really know how I know it's a market. I know it's a market around
Yeah.
it.
And especially, I think we talked last year about this also in our holiday special last year. I think we talked about how, capitalism basically, I mean, how this seasonal period, the Christmas to New Year, is a, what is it called? Is a capitalist complex, basically.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, there are many people I mean, yeah, it's quite all right. There's a lot of social responsibility, like you said, you understand. But then at the same time, you still have like people who are using this to make a quick buck. No, no, let me not say a quick buck, but then that is when their sales basically skyrocket. I remember watching this movie where the person said, was it a movie or was it Family Guy? I can't remember. I watch Family Guy a lot. Anyway, so probably Family Guy. So the
Mm.
person said something along the lines of yeah, Christmas is, yeah, I think it was definitely Family Guy. It was that their dog. The dog is such a leftist. Anyway, he said that that Christmas is basically a what was the word is he just said, let me just paraphrase, that it is a system that is being used to like prop up a dying economy. That's
Mm.
it. You understand?
Mm.
Because you know that a lot of people spend during that period, and for an economy to thrive, people have to spend, right? That kind of thing.
Yes.
And when we come down here to Nigeria,
Wait, before we come down to Nigeria, right, there are two things that we want to talk about in Nigeria: the hustle mentality and what you're about to talk about here. So I'll ask you a question about hustle mentality later. Remind me. So
oh,
I don't know whether you know Mind Valley. If you watch YouTube very well, you see their ad
Well,
very well
yeah.
during November about what did you call it, about how you can do well with your mind, blah blah blah, save your mind away from whatever people, blah blah blah. Anyway, there was towards the last week of November, there was something that was very like, it was an ad, but he made sense in the ad, right? When he said that Thanksgiving Day, the culture will tell you to thank God for everything you possess now, but then the same culture will make you to go and queue up and fight people just to
At
be
Black
on
Friday.
just to be on the queue for something that you don't have, while you are thankful of what you already had yesterday.
Just 1 week after.
Yeah, just 1 week after. Thank you. Just imagine,
Mm.
like, it was mind
Yeah,
blowing when
that has been a recurring theme in recent times. Like most Americans try to question it. Like why you okay, Thanksgiving Thursday, everybody gathers, the whole family gathers, they what is it called? They have that Thanksgiving dinner,
yes,
they are thankful for what they have, everything. But
mm,
then the following week,
on Friday,
Black Friday.
you
You
fight
understand? Like
for something that you don't
some
have.
people even start themselves from Thanksgiving sometimes.
I
It can
tell
be
you,
that bad, especially if there's some very hyped products,
products.
especially like toys for Christmas and stuff
Yes.
that maybe they know that their kids will want, those type of things. So yeah, it happens like that. So I was saying like down in Nigeria here, but we are also very, very festive, let me put it that way. Especially considering that Christmas is a religious holiday,
Mm,
primarily, you understand. I mean, the here we see Christians hanging onto the religious aspects more than we see it like in the
in
Western
the
world.
Western world, yes.
Um, to them, it's more like it's just a holiday, basically. Sometimes they don't even know why they are celebrating the holiday. It's
I
just a
tell
holiday.
you, I'm telling you.
But then here Christians like hang on to the religious aspect of it. So that there's that. Then there's the cultural aspect of it. In the sense, not culture like as per like the tradition or like Igbo house or
Yeah,
whatever. No.
yeah, I get.
Fact that okay, there are certain things you do on a certain way, like for example, you must eat rice. You must eat rice on Christmas Day, you understand? That kind of thing. So there are some certain like behavioral, let me even put it as behavioral
And
rather than
then,
cultural.
have you noticed something?
Behavioral trends. Right? What?
One part of the culture in Nigeria in December during the Christmas period, right, is weddings. No, like weddings. See, you will find over 1,000. What am I saying? 1,000 is even small in Nigeria. Over 1,000 weddings in Nigeria during December.
I actually agree, but then I think that is a little bit unrelated because
Hmm.
well, actually it actually ties in
It
kind
is,
of
oh,
because
it does.
because
It's
when
actually.
if we truly are if we truly are going to like discuss about the economics of the holiday season, you cannot like actually like gloss over that aspect. It's a little bit of a factor, especially like now that um things
I
are
know it's
very
because
expensive.
let me even add to this. A lot of people used to take breaks during this period, during December period.
Yes, that's
So
it.
it's more like, okay, fine, this is the time that we have to like tie the
Mm,
knot and get married. You understand?
and have people
So
show up in the wedding.
yes, and then it's basically the safest time where people are around and people can travel and people can leave work and come. You get, I use it as an excuse as well to even come back home and have the wedding, or even
Mm,
travel to have the wedding, something like that. So,
mm,
like, they use this festive period to tie around for the weddings and all that. I think that's why, not that it is part of the whole
yes, yes,
celebration.
yes, yes. I agree with you. So just like you said, traveling, you understand, traveling is one of the most um it's one of the most common things during this period. You
You
understand?
see,
Like you said, most people are taking their breaks. Most people take their leave during this period.
yes.
Even if you're not taking your leave, like on and on, most organizations like close earlier
Even government parastatals
during
close this week. I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
understand.
yeah,
So, and
exactly.
there's also the fact that people get paid their salary early
Mm,
during during this period, and then there's also, like you said last year, the 13th month bonus. You
mm,
understand? So that also influences to an extent that okay, yeah, most people have like a higher purchasing power during this December period. So people travel, people
yeah.
buy food, people buy clothes, people sew new clothes, people like send money, especially like Nigerians in diaspora. They
Mm.
send money back home.
For
All of
Dirty
those things.
December. Dirty
Yes, and
December.
some of them come back themselves too. To
Mm,
come and get to their December here. Most guys, especially the ones that are abroad, they come back so that they come and flex with Nigerian bodies and then they go back, that kind of thing.
yeah.
So, that's like part of the whole habits, you understand? So in Nigeria, you have because of this type of behavioral trend, we also have seasonal markets, basically
Yeah.
seasonal opportunities. If I put it that way, the tailor might have steady work during through the year, but then he or she will never have um as
Work.
much patronage, you
Yes.
understand, as when Christmas comes around, you understand.
No,
Except
there are
they
two
can also
others.
get some
There are
big.
two others. There are two other holidays during the year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The two Salahs. Yeah, the two
Yes,
Salahs and then the Christmas.
there's that.
So
Yes.
there are three in the year in Nigeria. When it comes to Nigeria, these three very people so close during this period during those three periods.
Yes. So not just sewing clothes, buying new clothes. So people who
Mm,
sell clothes, you understand, also make some money. You get, and usually what happens during this period is that the prices of all those things will go up because
yes.
they are in demand. You understand?
So
So everybody, in Nigeria, once you notice that people want to buy something more, ordinarily, like in fact, like when economically speaking, like when you see that people demand for something more, you
mm,
increase the price. You
yeah.
understand? So because you have a better, would I say, bargaining leverage over them.
Yes, that's
That's
very true.
the psychological aspect of it.
For
So you know
example,
that most like these people are going to pay for it like that anyway.
right, 2 weeks, I'm sorry, 3 weeks ago, I went to Sahad stores to get a diary for myself. So I couldn't get 2024 diary, right? Yet. So, but then normal diaries were like around that kind 3,000 naira, 2,000 something, 3. You get, but depending on the diary. So
Mm.
yesterday, I went out to get 2024 diary. I searched. Now, two shops I went, they said that they've not bought yet. But then the other 3, 4 shops that I went, I only got in one shop, and I bought it for 6,000 naira
Wow.
because people were rushing it, and then they just bought
Like
this.
why are people rushing diaries like that? Why can't you just do your diary on your phone?
You see, but
Why
that
must it be old fashioned?
you see, but some people are old fashioned like us. We are old fashioned. You see, we are old people. But
Yeah, yeah,
anyway,
yeah, yeah, baby boomer, sha, so and I'm not surprised to hear that.
I'm not in my 30s, and I'm saying I'm old. I beg you, I'm not old.
You're old.
I am not old. Um.
For
Anyway, so
sure.
I am not oldie.
I
Okay,
heard now.
back
Why they argue?
focus. KB focus.
Now they lose focus, guy.
KB focus.
Yeah,
Okay,
continue.
so the point is that people are rushing it. So that diary, right? That I came and met 2023 diaries, get, and then those 2023 diaries, they were sold around that at 8,000 naira last year by this time. Around 8,000 naira. Right now, they told me that they're not going to sell that thing more than 3 or 4,000 naira. Those diaries.
Hmm.
because they're out of season, and then it's a seasonal business. So even after they are done selling the ones that they have right now, they're not going to buy anymore, because immediately after 31st of December is people will lose interest in buying it anymore.
Mm. So yeah, I get that. That's a very, very good analogy to what we are talking about. So it's like, okay, if you miss this point now, there's no way you're going to you're going to like make up for it until the very next year. You
Yeah.
understand? So aside from that, aside from clothing, you also have food. Food is even perhaps the most important though, because everybody, like I said, what of the habit you must cook rice during Christmas, slaughter chicken or goat, that kind of thing. So people who
Mm,
sell those livestock, and then people who sell rice, people who sell oil, people who sell tomatoes, they this is their time basically. You understand? Under
mm,
normal circumstances, this is the period where they have their boom basically. Nigerians also travel very well during this period, and if you so somebody like me who wants to travel on the 20th, I know that I'm going to be in trouble, because I can expect that the prices of the okay,
so
this episode will most likely come out on 20th. So anyway, so let me just say on 20th. So well, let me say today. I know that the prices that I'm going to get, they are going to be higher than if I traveled like a month ago, that kind of thing.
yeah.
So it's all part of it. It's still part of what we are talking about. This is because of the fact that they know that the demand is high now,
Even if
and
they
then
call price for you, you just will have to, you will pay.
yes, exactly.
You will pay.
Then the whole can't do Christmas for me. You understand
Ah,
that
God.
kind of thing.
Let us not that. Let us not that. See, but
Billing everywhere. There's
ah, God. See, there's
so
one thing. There's one thing I don't like. Right, is sense of entitlement from people asking that sort of question. Right, at least have some self-respect for yourself. Be cool. I beg.
this one wants to come and get activated.
No, yeah, no. Like,
Want to disguise me? I'm sure going to tell you. I'm going to send you a message after you go do Christmas for me, guy. All this one
when
with the talk.
when I said, so when I sent what's it called? When I sent newsletter recently on Friday, my DDB Grow DDB newsletter, right?
Mm.
Someone came and just tagged the post on WhatsApp and said, "Boss, send me data now." I was like, "I've not talked with you for months, more than 6 months, and you're telling me to send you data." The thing just, that's kind of sense of entitlement, and the fact that, let's just leave it.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
don't, let me not rant. I don't want to rant.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. It's okay. Yeah, calm down, calm down.
that's
I know,
another
I know. Say billing the vex person.
that's another topic on its own, where you
Mm.
see families used to build their people and sense of entitlement. There are levels to that thing. I think that would be an episode. Right. So yeah,
Yeah. So,
another one.
it's a whole part of it. So it's not something that you can actually ignore, and it's something that happens a lot. Like through, like you mentioned, like in the major holidays, the religious holidays in Nigeria, it happens a lot. You understand?
Mm,
The like during Salah, for example, now Yoruba people will call it Owo. We they call am Goro Salah. You understand?
yes.
So that kind of thing. So it's part of the culture. You understand? All in all cultures, I believe in Nigeria. One thing that is common to us, I believe, is that when we are whatever we are celebrating, there has to be that flow of money
Mm,
from the richer person to the poorer person, from the parents to the children, from uncles to nephews and nieces, those type of things. You
yeah.
know, come do Christmas for me is an extension of basically our what is basically an extension of our culture, of our tradition,
And you showing up as well. It's also an indication of you showing up to some extent.
Yes, yes,
But
that's very true.
that doesn't mean that's the right thing anyway. But that's what the culture has
You go
indicated.
down, my baby, you go down. No,
Exactly. There's one
they,
thing I wanted to ask about, right? There's this mentality that this hustle culture. What do you think? What's your opinion on the hustle culture? Because I was listening to this pod, Million and One Pod. You people should go and check it out, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What is it?
We'll check it out. Don't worry.
All right. So the
Mm-hmm.
host was talking about how hustle mentality is just like not right, especially because people used to use that. When we talked about Santa Claus, and then people use the Santa Claus just to make sure that they earn extra bucks, and then but it's way beyond that. The fact that people just go ahead just because they want to have a dirty December better than people around them, they just go extra mile to really harm others just to make money. It's more like I have to work hard and be better than the other person so that I can spend more than the other person and then be loud more than the other person, right? That kind of hustle culture is really toxic. And then where this culture that you just talked about, right, it's enabling it. So I don't know that's what she said. So what do you think?
I actually agree. It enables it. You understand this the whole tradition that we have. It quite enables it. And aside from the fact that some people will do bad in order to like get the money, there's also the aspect of I'm willing to do anything to get the money. You understand? Yeah,
Hmm.
it might not necessarily be bad. You understand? But the fact that you would okay, let me take you let me on a lighter note. You've seen all these memes where people dress up as, let me not say Santa Claus,
Yeah,
Father Christmas. You understand?
yeah.
You see I saw one of recent. The guy was pounding yam in the Father Christmas costume. You understand? It was like, oh, nothing is too small this period. Any hustle I bring and that kind of thing. You understand?
Mm,
So you see people in for Christmas costumes. Some end of year parties is very very common. So that's like usually the reason for the for Christmas costumes in quotes. And mind you, let me before since I've already started talking about it, like just reminded me of something. When you were talking initially, you were talking about how like it's like a social responsibility kind of thing. I just recall something. Our When we were in primary school in Lagos, we used to have this end of year party. I know that it's the same like all over the country. Like when people do end of year party, they make students pay. You understand?
mm-hmm.
They make students pay for it. You understand?
Yeah.
And then at the end of year party, students, sit down with the Father Christmas and then they collect a gift, take pictures with Father Christmas, take a present home and everything like that. Over time, I started thinking about it like, okay, the money that we used to pay and then what we used to get in return, like it was not really adding up because let's say you collect let's say you collect 5,000 naira from about let's say 400 pupils. You understand? So you use that money. Let's say you buy all the gifts that you're going to buy for the children. It's not going to be more than maybe 1,000, 1,002 at
Mm,
most. You understand?
yeah.
Then I know that there's also the cost of organizing the event, paying Mr. Father Christmas and Spider-Man that will come and dance for you and everything. So there's also that money and all those kind of things. Then the bulk of the money that was being collected is going to go into the coffers of the school. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
It is this is why I say it's an opportunity. Like this period is an opportunity for everybody
To
to
make extra bucks.
capitalize. You
Yeah.
understand? And then they do it in a way that, okay, if you don't do it, yeah, it's like as if you have, how would I even put it, self?
Y-
You've broken a
They
rule,
will
and
guilt
it
trip
might
you as if
back.
you're sinning. They'll make you look as if
Yeah,
you're making a sin.
You get in my school back then. Not only would they do the end of year party, they also used to organize a Christmas carol. So you understand? So like I think it's usually the day after that they normally do the Christmas carol. I can't remember if it's the same day, but then usually Christmas carol is at night. They usually do it at night and stuff. So usually they make people pay for it. So whether you're going to come or you're not going to come does not matter to them. You must pay for it. It's like paying school fees. You understand? That's the point. So all those things in one way or the other, it's not really social responsibility like you said. If to some it might be, but
Yeah.
then to many it is not. So coming back down now, that is also an example of like hustling. You
Yeah.
understand. So people will do anything to get that holiday cake, basically. You understand?
That's
People
true.
will do anything. So which is why there's also the fact that people will now do bad stuff. I mean, still back when I was in Lagos, when the ember months come, people used to be very, very wary.
Hmm.
People used to be very wary. Especially as parents, you will be more protective of your children and everything
Yes,
because
that's true.
one thing
Because
that used to trend back then was that kidnapping used to be higher
yes, yeah,
those months. You understand? Because part of the reason is that people want to dirty their December, right? You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Go home, live large, everything. And then today it is more of people scamming other people, you understand?
Hmm.
Try to get that this thing, whether it is out and out yahoo or people who have businesses, you understand, maybe selling fake products to people just to make money, you understand, like
Yeah,
like you said, it's quite toxic, you understand, it's quite toxic, and it stems from this culture of I need to be able to show up
yeah.
during Christmas, you understand. People go ask me for money, I know if you tell
Mm,
them say I no get money,
mm.
that kind of thing,
And then
you understand.
it even get
So
worse if you even try to compete with another person.
I remember this. I saw a tweet just like 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? I can't remember his name, but it's one of these people that tweets some very, very, very strong opinions sometimes, especially when it comes to like things that have to do with men. You
Okay,
understand?
okay.
So he said that people don't seem to realize that all these people that, let's say for example, I think he made the example of like clubs, you understand,
Mm-hmm.
people that come like purchase the most expensive things in clubs and all those things. He was talking about washing money, but like that's a term, just like a term for money laundering basically.
Yes, yes.
So all these people, they come to like they spend a lot, and then you that you are an honest man, you
Mm.
understand, you are making an honest living, and you go there, you see people, you say, oh, you say if you want to compete with that person,
Exactly.
to show that person up. Somebody is
Mm.
trying to cook books. You want to spend your savings
I'm telling you.
to what is it called, to show that person up. And even within your families, you're going to have those type of people. You understand? You're going to have those people that maybe legitimately, you understand, they are
Mm.
very, very rich, they've done their work and they are richer than you.
Yeah,
And I believe that
yeah.
the time when most honest people like to show off their money is usually December. But
Mm.
then they also see that those people who make illicit funds, and they are also going to still come and come and make their own mark, you understand. So there
Yeah.
are places that you go, you see sometimes it makes it seem like as if they are doing auctions, you understand, for who will drop the highest money, you
Yes.
understand, the
Very
highest
true.
amount of money, you understand.
Very true.
So all these factors lead to people having that hustle mentality during the festive season, and sadly end up doing things that they shouldn't be doing, things that ordinarily, like if you try to think about the religious aspect of it, are you meant to be doing that in the first
Exactly.
place, you understand.
Yeah. You're not meant to be doing that. You're
Like you
meant to.
said, it's quite toxic.
Exactly. At the very least, not at the very least, at the very best, self, in all conditions, you're meant to be grateful. That is basically the whole essence of the season. Basically,
Mm.
be grateful. Yeah. So, and a lot of people, because of that toxicity and then them putting themselves in those kind of situations, you see they start the year with a very bad note. In a very
Mm.
bad note, they will start the year, and that's why a lot of people say anybody that says January is long, they did not do well financially towards the end of the year. That's a sign. That is a sign. That is a sign. Whoever said that January was long, right? They did not plan their lives very well in November, December. You get?
Mm.
Yes, that's just basically a sign. You understand?
I get what you mean. You understand,
Yeah.
and I know that. Okay, let me leave this for later. But then let me make. There's this thing that my mom once told me when I was a kid. I wanted to buy something. I think it was a shoe or something like that. So we went around December. It was like extremely expensive during that period. And she now told me, don't worry, we're still going to buy it, or we'll come back in January.
Hmm.
So she said, I asked her why. She said that, okay, now everybody is coming to try to buy
Yes.
things. And then these people want to make as much money as they can
Yeah.
before the Christmas. You understand? So they are going to put prices on many things, some things that are not worth it. You understand? They're going to,
Hmm.
but they know that most likely people are going to pay, especially for people that are going to come and buy Christmas. It's clothing. You understand? So
Hmm.
and those things go very well during Christmas. So if you really, what's it called? If you really want to buy it, you understand, you'll be ready to pay. If on a norm that thing is 5,000 naira, they tell you maybe 12,000 naira, you're going to still pay it if you are buying it as Christmas clothes for somebody. You understand?
Hmm.
You know. So, however, when they are going to wherever they are going, maybe your village or to wherever you do your Christmas, once you spent the hell out of your money, when you come back in January, you're going to be looking for money one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So who now has the bag? Who has the leverage? The bargaining leverage that I talked about earlier. It's no longer the seller.
Yeah,
It's
it's
now
the
the
buyer.
buyer.
Yeah.
And you say you no go buy even that 5K self. If you say you're not going to buy at that 5K and
Yeah.
you go, you can still end up getting called back and say, okay,
Yes.
madam, you try for me now, try for me, that kind of thing.
And then
And you
if you
and you know
not
our
budge,
Nigerian women are very
if
stubborn
you
when it
not
comes to
budge,
bargaining.
but if you they will not budge, you see Nigerian women, they will not budge. They will start working.
Mhm.
They say, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, come. It's because you're my customer. That's why I'll be giving you at
Mhm.
this price."
You can, and in that kind of situation, you can even end up buying less than the
Yes.
initial price that they
Yes.
listed. So meaning that either they are selling at a loss or they are selling at a very, very, very low profit margin. But then
Exactly.
because half bread is better than puff puff, you understand?
And they
They
have to
would
sell. And they
they
have
will
to
take
sell
what
to
they will take
restock.
what they have. Yes,
And they
you
have to
get.
sell to restock. That's the thing.
Yes. So those things happen. So now we've been discussing about like habits, what Nigerians do. But then this is 2023. 2023 has not been a funny year for Nigerians
Uh,
at all. And remember our episode on inflation, we talked about how every single month of the year inflation has grown. You understand?
and
And then November zone is out. Drum roll, please. We also jumped again in November. Inflation rate for November is 28.2%.
yeah,
You understand?
that's high.
So, mm, and then even more interestingly, the one that will I say will probably impact Christmas the most is the food inflation.
Yeah.
Food inflation is usually the most, in fact, on a norm, is the most important aspect of inflation in Nigeria.
Yep.
And food inflation also grew. It was 31.7 as at October, but now it is 32.8%.
Hmm.
So meaning that prices of food has actually gone up.
Yeah.
So we have some people in some places, they say that a 50 kg bag of rice is almost 70,000 naira. Some people say 60,000, some people say
Yes.
70,000 naira.
Yes.
You
Yes.
understand? So you know, I've said, I think I've said it multiple times already, but I'm still going to say it again. On Christmas, you go chop rice. You understand?
You go chop
So
rice. You go chop
yeah,
rice.
you have to eat rice one way or the other. So starting from let's start from that. What do you think?
Well. I don't think it's going to really affect though. Hey, you remember when we talked about hustle mentality, right? People
Mhm.
will go their like will enter debt just because they want to provide rice, just because they want
Mm.
to provide chin chin for their families. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are two things that are important. You see, chin chin and rice. Yeah, those two things they are common, especially in the north side. I don't know of the south, but chin chin is a
That is so true. Like even during Salah, when we celebrate Salah,
uh,
that is something that obviously the meat is there, but
the
then
chin
another thing
chin,
that I want to expect is
chin
even
chin.
before the rice serve is chin
Chin
chin.
chin, yes, exactly. So you have chin chin, you have drinks, and then you have what's it called? You have your rice. You get so like except except people that are really conscious about themselves and really don't care about what people say and are not that toxic around money and showing up and all that, right? So only those type of people are not going to really be in debt. As I said, at the end of the day, the end result for those kind of people is the fact that their January will be very long, and then they will enter the year with debt, right? And then before they finish settling the debt for the year, for in the new year, they've already accrued more debt, and I it's just pathetic. It's just I have sympathy for them because it just comes from lack of self-esteem, lack of self-respect, lack of self-dignity, to be honest, right? Yes, it's good that you say you want to show up for your family, but at least let your woman try for you. Like, understand for the guy now. I beg, understand for the guy. You too, the guy, talk, lead, explain, see what's up. The woman, you're meant to help. If you can't help, Biko, allow the man, let him breathe. Let him breathe. You get like I'm serious, guys. See, ba, like influences. Like your wife can be a massive influence on you. You understand in the family. You get, and she'll be the one to push you to go and get that. You get,
My boss, don't they do marriage counseling for you?
no, no, no. I don't. No, you see, you wait. People of God, he's the one that asked me. He said, "What do I think?" I'm telling him what I think. I see what this guy. I beg you, shut up, Joe. Let me talk my mind. I beg. So, but at the end of the day, that's what will happen. You get, but that's what
Mm.
happens at the end of the day. So it creates that whole toxicity around it, and if people are not careful, people that really fall into the trap, they are always going to enter the year bad, in a very bad mood, and then before you know it, it creates that whole for the guy now. It makes him very depressed in the beginning of the year, and then like the things that are more important, he starts borrowing money for his school fees for the next term, for school fees, for
Oh
all those
my God,
stuff.
that's very true. And you know that second term resumption is usually like very early in January.
Exactly, very early January, like by 8 January, basically people resume school. You get, so so that's literally the effect. All like
Mm.
everything I just mentioned, that's the effect. That's how it's going to
I,
affect it.
I agree with you. You know the funny thing, I read some articles like both done by people within Nigeria and people outside Nigeria, talking about how, and I mean it has been a trend since 2021. I've been reading those type of articles of like, oh, increasing prices are going to cripple festive celebrations. They're going to suck out the holiday joy, all those type of things. But then 2021 Christmas came.
But seriously,
I didn't,
bah,
I didn't
KB,
see none of that.
but KB, who
2022
said?
Christmas came. No, we even talked about it last year.
Yeah.
It came. People still threw down for Christmas,
Mhm.
and then I still think that despite everything, despite everything. I know that cost of transport is going to skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
Cost of food is going to it has already skyrocketed and it's going to skyrocket even more in the coming days.
Yeah,
You know, tomatoes, rice, oil, all those things, flour, all those things are going to like increase in price in the
yeah.
coming days, right? Then
Inflation for December is
very,
going to be very high. I'll be
very
surprised.
high.
I'll be surprised if we don't reach 20, if we don't reach 30 by the end of December.
Yes, yes. So then there's I mean that's the projection, is it not?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, that was the projection.
we talked about it that some episodes back. So and then also clothing and then the other things, billing is in different forms. You
I'm telling
understand?
you.
Aside from clothing, you also have things like people that are buying wigs, people that are buying all those type of things. So, you know, despite everything, we know that the prices have gone up, and economists will say that Nigerians' holiday spending is going to cut down. I mean, it's definitely going to cut down. Don't get me wrong, but then, but then, Nigerians are not. Nigerians are
Hey,
not. Nigeria in general does not follow economic trends. Have
at
you noticed?
all, at all.
It's very, very hard to study economics of Nigeria. You cannot apply principles from another zone. You
To
understand? To
Nigeria,
Nigeria
yeah.
specifically. Your success rate is going to be very low.
Someone
You
said
understand?
someone said
Because it's
Nigerians.
not linear.
Someone said that Nigerians are the most emotional spenders on earth.
Mhm. I agree.
Even
I
me,
agree.
100% agree too.
So, like you said, they are going to do something about it. They are going to spend. They are going to enter debt. And mind you, this also brings us to something else. Of recent, CBN increased interest rates, right? And we even talked about this. We talked about inflation and what happens during inflation. Most times is that governments, central banks increase inflation rates. Sorry, increase not inflation rates. Interest rates. They increase interest rates
Interest rate
to
is
try and stop.
18.7%.
Okay, you understand. That's
Yeah.
a, that's that's a little bit on the high side.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
not the highest, but 18.75
Not the
is
highest.
actually high. Oh.
Mm. Yeah, it's quite high actually. So if you are going to borrow, let's say 1,000 naira, it means that you are going to pay back 1,180, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to for every 1,000 naira you borrow, you're going to pay back 180 naira on top of that. You understand? So you borrow money. That's if you're not borrowing money from people around you, because if you borrow from people around you, most likely you're not paying interest, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then if you borrow from banks, if you borrow from loan apps, if you borrow from all those type of things, you're likely going to, and mind you, the that 18% that we're talking about is a minimum.
Yeah.
You understand? Does not mean that that's what you're going to obtain everywhere. You understand?
Some people are
And
some banks like the big ones are actually going to be higher. Is the smaller ones that really want people to come that will use that number.
yes, yes, yes. Because in general, the idea of increasing interest rates is to discourage borrowing.
Borrowing, yeah.
But then still, they know that okay, borrowing is part of the economy, I guess. You understand?
And it's
But
like
then,
the more they increase the interest rate, the more Nigerians buy.
like I said, it's not Nigerians and our behavior is not linear. It
I
does
tell you,
not
it's
really
not
follow.
normal at all.
So you're going to see people getting into debt. You understand?
Yeah,
Which is not ideal, especially coming into a month like January. January bills choke, guy.
I tell
You
you,
understand?
a lot.
So so you got so yeah, with all those things going on, you understand, Nigerians definitely will still turn out for Christmas, but then I think that they should try to do it a little bit in moderation this year, so that the effects come January will not be that bad. You understand?
Yeah,
So that's my own take on the matter.
I think that's literally it. At the end of the day, yeah, Nigerians, those that listen to us, I'm pretty sure that you people are smart, right? for you to listen to this, you're actually smart. So that's credit to you, right? So share this to anyone that you think needs to hear this, and at the end of the day, just preach the gospel of preach the gospel of people being themselves and not trying to put themselves out there in that toxic environment. Because at the end of the day, now you go know it's you that you be in your room that will suffer it, not other people that you're trying to show up and let them see you at the end of the day. So now you know your poison. Oh. I don't know whether that's the right thing to say, but you shall get the drift of what I'm trying to say. So people of God, yes, now they shall get the gist of what I'm trying to say. And Nigerians are smart.
Yes, that,
Yeah. So I think that's our 2 cents today.
and our 2 cents is worth $20. So
Mm.
you know.
Yeah, we're going to be off till 10th of January. Next episode will be on the 10th of January. And yeah, ciao, cheers, happy holidays, everybody. Enjoy your holiday, have fun with family. If you need to travel, safe journey to you. And yes, please follow us on YouTube. Yes, we're about to create a plan during this December period. Our Detty December is to make sure that we have how many subscribers on YouTube, KB?
100
100,
subscribers
100
by the end of the
subscribers
year.
by the end of the year. So
Yes.
that's our Detty December. So help us achieve our Detty December. All right, guys. Cheers. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bye.